Have you ever had an ultrasound at the doctor's office? These whooshy images come from sound waves entering and leaving your body. But did you know that sound can do more than just take pictures? In fact, sound can change the state of matter itself. And one fascinating example of this is something called Acoustic Droplet Vaporization, or ADV. ADV starts with droplets, really tiny ones, much smaller than the width of a human hair. These droplets are made of perfluorocarbons, which normally are in liquid form under body temperature. Once these droplets get zapped with ultrasound waves, they are vaporized, thus forming gas bubbles. It's kind of like boiling water, but instead of using heat, we're using sound. As these bubbles form exactly when and where the ultrasound is applied, researchers can control their formation very precisely. So, why does this matter? Well, bubbles interact with sound in ways that liquids don't. They scatter and reflect ultrasound strongly, which makes them excellent tools for science and medicine. They provide sharper ultrasound imaging. These bubbles can light up ultrasound scans, making it easier for doctors to spot diseases. They enable targeted drug delivery. Droplets can be loaded with medicine, and when they vaporize into bubbles, they burst open and release the drug exactly where it's needed. They can open barriers. Bubbles can gently push apart protective layers in the body, like the blood-brain barrier, to let treatments reach the brain. They are useful for tissue engineering. Inside biomaterials, vaporized droplets can change the material's stiffness or porosity, helping scientists design better scaffolds for tissue regeneration. Think of ADV as a remote control for doctors to control bubbles. By turning droplets into bubbles with sound, they can unlock new ways to see and treat the body, all without surgery. So, how do we make ADV happen? Let's start with the droplets. We use a microfluidic chip to make the perfluorocarbon droplets. In this video, we're making 12 micron diameter droplets, but we can also make droplets of different sizes and fluorescent colors. We then embed these droplets into a hydrogel. Our hydrogel of choice is fibrin, which we use for its biocompatibility and wound healing properties. Once embedded, we now have our acoustically responsive scaffold, or ARS.
Now that we know how droplets are made, let's expand a little bit more on how we actually turn them into bubbles and how we study these bubbles in the lab. So this is the ultrasound transducer that we use to send ultrasound waves. When these ultrasound waves hit the droplets respond by forming bubbles. And this is what we call the acoustic droplet vaporization process. We can also listen to what happens as ultrasound waves hit the droplet and form a bubble. We do this by using a hydrophone, which is essentially a very sensitive underwater microphone. This hydrophone picks up the acoustical signals that are generated by the bubbles as they form and also as they collapse. And this gives us very valuable information about what their behavior was like. So this formation of a bubble happens within microseconds. That is so quick that we need a high-speed camera to see what's happening. If we film the process with such a camera, we can slow things down, and this enables us to watch the bubbles form, expand, and also interact with each other. By combining all of these, ultrasound, the hydrophone, and imaging, we can study acoustic droplet vaporization in real time and understand how the bubbles behave, and ultimately develop new ways to use them for biomedical applications.
Acoustic droplet vaporization is still an active area of research, and the possibilities are inspiring. Clearer diagnoses, smarter therapies, and new frontiers in regenerative medicine. It's a reminder that even something as simple as sound can transform the future of healthcare.